Hello everyone. I'm giving this a shot. I hope you enjoy this. I'm going to teach you about 20 minutes how to solve some multi-step equations. Variables on both sides of the equation in this situation. First, let's start with our silly joke. What is life without geometry? This is a bad one. Sorry, it is pointless. Geometry has points. Pointless. Geometry. Okay. Let's take a look. On the left and the right, we have two different equations, but they're pretty close to the same. The only difference is the plus x that we might see on the right side, the 11 plus x, that's really the only thing. We have a variable on the left and the right side of the equation. What are we solving for? In both cases, we're solving for x. We are trying to isolate x. I hope we all know how to solve the left equation on the left. First, we should think about it. Okay. Subtract 7 from both sides. We were right. Cancel. 0. And second, we should divide by 4 the coefficient. That should be pretty straightforward. I'm going to say that this equation on the right, 3x plus 7 equals 11 plus x, is very similar. There's going to be one new step. It's going to be right here. First step is going to be the new step. I want you to think about getting the variables to one side of the equation and the numbers to the other, or the constants. You have to get and it doesn't matter which side. The x's to one side and the numbers to the other. Okay, so I'm going to look at the right side of this equation, 11 plus x, and I'm going to think, I don't really want that x there. I want to get rid of it. I want to bring it to the other side. What's the opposite of adding x? I'm not dividing. What's the opposite of plus x? Well, that must be minus x. And then I'm going to put minus x underneath the other x, because those are like terms. And I know how we talked about we can only combine like terms. X's with x's, numbers with numbers. Let's do a little subtraction. 3x minus 1x, even though we don't write it as 2x, plus 7, right, what we see, equals 11. And this cancels out. Becomes 0. Okay. Now we should have an equation very similar to the one over here. Similar to this one. And we should know that we need to subtract 7. 2x equals 4. And you said divided by the coefficient, which is 2. Good job. You're using the good words. Okay. Remember, the only new step was the first step, which was subtracting x. Why did we do that? Because we want to get the variables on one side of the equation and the constants for the numbers on the other side. Okay, so let's practice a little bit of this. And there are some steps that I have here. You can take a look at them. You're probably not going to need to combine like terms at all, but you might need to distribute. Hint, example number 2. Okay. First, example number 1. I'm going to write, I hate negative. Sometimes they get a little tricky. Let's make it angry. Okay. He's smiling, but so I'm going to look for the biggest negative, and I'm going to undo it. For example, I see 17. I'm going to undo that by adding 7 first to both sides of the equation. Okay. Okay. 7 on the minus, on the 8x, equal sign in the middle, 4x. 0. Great. Looks like the right side I have 4x. So on the left side, that must mean I need to only have numbers. Variables to one side, constants to the other. Okay. 24 is a number, negative not. So let's undo that. How do we undo x or negative 8x? Well, that's great. Go away, becomes 0. We now have 24 equals x. Great. Now finish up, divide by your coefficient. Don't get all freaked out because the x isn't on the left. We're good. Okay. Example number 2. What do you think you need to do first? Think. Pause for a second. Good. If you said distribute, you're right. You also probably looked right up here at their little text box. So So let's distribute first. Write carefully 7y minus 7. And now, after we've distributed, we need to combine like terms. Well, there are no like terms on the same side of the equation to combine. Okay, so we can't do that. Constants to one side, variables to the other. Remember, it doesn't matter which goes where, but because I don't like negatives, I'm going to go to this minus 7 and undo it. Plus 7 underneath the 1, keeping like terms together. Plus 7 goes away. 5y plus 8 equals 7y. It looks like this right side here, this has a y. 7y is the right side, is the variable. So the left side, it looks like, will be for numbers. All right, great. 8 is a number, 5y is not. How do I get rid of this positive 5y? Great. 8 equals 2y. Final step. You got it. Divide by the coefficient, which is 2. I have a little difficulty writing 4. Mark off points for my sloppiness a little bit there. Sorry about that. That is 4 equals 1. Okay, so you have a text box as we move down. You could write this at the same time. You should be, of course. You have a text box here that has some steps. You might need to distribute. You probably, in fact, you will not need to, right now, need to combine like terms, but you need to think about that in the future. You need to get constants to one side, variables to the other. Do I care which is which? No. So for these problems here, what we should watch the video and solve the problem. Try to solve for x. While you're solving, you should pause the video. Then, after you've solved and you have your answer, take a look at what I have. Take a look at how I've done it, and note that what I've done could be different than what you've done, but you still can have the right answer. That's okay, as long as what you do to one side of the equation you do to the other. You're okay. So what I would suggest right now is, number 1, don't forget how smart you are. Pause your video, try to solve these problems, and I'm going to do as well. Okay, assuming that you paused, here we go. Plus 4. I don't like negatives, that's why. Equals. Great. Looks like this side has just an x. Numbers. Not that you have to do that, but sometimes it's helpful. A number, 3x not. Equals y, 0, divided by my coefficient. Pretty straightforward. Go ahead and try number 2, which is covered up. Assuming that you have paused, I hope you have. I'm going to add 20. It's the biggest negative. Don't out on me. Notice how I don't have the line down the middle here. Separating the side of the equation. We're not always going to have that. So 30 minus 2x equals 3x. These became 0. Looks like 3x is the only x. So this must be for numbers over here. 30 is a number, minus 2x is not. How do I undo? What's the opposite of subtracting 2x? You might not have done it the same way as me. But if you have 5x equals 30 or 30 equals 5x, and then your final answer as 6, good job. Keep going here. Keep going. Remember, you can pause if you think I'm scrolling too fast. You can pause and go look at it. Right? Go ahead and pause. Remember, first thing you're probably going to have to do is look at our text box. It's right there. Okay, assuming that you shot. I minus, bring down 3.5 is 15. Property just y's over here. So this side must be for numbers. Just 6y on the left, so this side on the right must be for numbers. 8 is a number. Undo it. Divide by 2. Are you going too fast? Well, you could have paused. You could have paused. Oops, sorry about that. Let's move back here. Okay, spicy problem. Last one. Go ahead and pause. Give it a shot. Your answer, your solution. The steps aren't that bad, but the solution might be a little tricky. Okay, because it's going to go blue. I don't know why that. I guess red would be spicy, but first thing we're going to do, nothing terribly different here. Distribute my 2. Notice how I write in my arrows. I've done this for too long because I'm old. But I still write in those arrows so I don't forget to distribute all my 2 by everything you see. What is the negative that I see? It is 2y. Minus 2y opposites. Plus 2y, I'm going to undo that. Could have done it differently again. Let's see what we get as our final answer. Okay, equals, bring down my 6. 6 is the only number on the right. That means y's must be on the left. 9 is not a y. 6y is. 9 is not. What's the opposite of positive 9? It is negative 9. Okay. Comes 0. 6y equals negative 3. Final step. This is why I always encourage you to show dividing by your coefficient. Why is that? Well, 6 divided by 6 becomes 1. So we have y equals this. And what is this thing? That's a fraction. It is, what can we divide the top and the bottom by? 3. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. 1. That's your answer. If you said negative 2 or 2 or something like that, 2. Good try, but it is actually a fraction. Let's get used to that. Okay, that's it. We will field any questions tomorrow and work a lot in class tomorrow. Pretty much all of class. Oh, one last final joke. If you made it all the way to the end, what did the number 0 say to the number 8? Nice belt.